I just wasted 88 minutes of my life watching a movie about owls. What's up guys, this is Ryan here, and I'm going to give my review of Legend of the Guardians, The Owls of Ga'Hoole. I did not see this movie in theaters, I saw it on my laptop for free, because I'm Asian, and I wanted to not pay for the movie at all. And the reason I saw this movie was because I love Zack Snyder. He made Watchmen, which I really like, he made 300, which I really liked, so I wanted to see how he would make a cartoon. So the movie's pretty much about this one owl who believes that the Legend of the Guardians exist. But unfortunately, his family doesn't believe him, so he goes to an epic journey to find the Owls of Ga'Hoole, and eventually he goes to this whole epic journey to find them, and all these problems happen, and that's pretty much what the movie is about. And here's what I think of the movie. The movie is very average, it's very mediocre, and here's my whole review. The good things about this movie is that the animation is spectacular. The way the animation is made, it looks so incredible. The animation is, in my opinion, it's actually better than DreamWorks animation. So the last 18 minutes was when they were having the epic fight, and like when they were having those scenes, it was so, that was when the movie was working. If the rest of the movie was just as good as the last 18 minutes, I would have loved the movie. The movie's like an hour and 28 minutes, and like the best part was the last 30 seconds. That's kind of sad. The ending is kind of like the ending of How to Train Your Dragon, when How to Train Your Dragon, they're flying like this, and like the owls, they go like this and they fly away. What the fuck am I doing? Voice acting is pretty good. They made the characters more cheerful, and they kind of made the characters more upbeat, and they pretty much saved the characters from being very one-note. When they were having scenes when the owls were flying, when they were having like the scenes when they were fighting, when they moved the screens, and like when they shoot different scenes, it looks pretty good. So overall the cinematography is good. Now here comes the bad things about this movie. Oh yeah. The worst thing about this movie is that the story was shit. The story wasn't interesting. Like, I like stories that are very engaging and like they actually like connect to you. If the story was just as good as the visuals, this movie would have been spectacular, but unfortunately the story was very bad. It was just, this is the reason why the movie fell down. When I was watching the movie, this was my reaction the whole time. I don't know why they made this movie. They should have just made a different kind of movie, and they should have just cut this whole project. Another bad thing about this movie that's on my list, Zack Snyder's direction was very disappointing. His direction was phenomenal in 300, and his direction was phenomenal in Watchmen. But unfortunately, his direction in Legend of the Guardians wasn't that good. To know a movie has a good direction is based on what you see on screen, not what you see in post-production. Narration is terrible. When they have the narrative scenes, the movie falls apart. It's like when they have the narrative scenes, it just doesn't go well with the movie. Like, they should have just cut it. The music in Legend of the Guardians, The Owls of Ga'Hoole, doesn't fit well with the movie itself. It's like totally different tracks. It kind of seems as if like the music person accidentally switched the music to a different movie. This movie isn't going to be remembered in like 5 months. No one's going to remember this movie. This movie is going to be one of those like $2 Blu-rays. If that ever happens. Before I saw the movie, my god, I knew Zack Snyder would have slow motion scenes like every fucking minute of this movie. If you've never seen a Zack Snyder movie, he does a lot of great slow motion scenes. Like at 300 in Watchmen, I like the slow motion scenes, but in Legend of the Guardians, it was so unnecessary. The dark tone kind of screwed up the movie, because if the movie was like a happy movie, this movie would have been more fun, more entertaining. But since the dark style of this movie didn't go well with the movie, it kind of made the movie fall apart. For example, like Dark Knight, Harry Potter, Half-Blood Prince, I think out of the top of my head, those are good movies with a great style, and like the tone in that movie works. But in Legend of the Guardians, the tone doesn't work at all. So overall, The Legend of the Guardians, The Owls of Ga'Hoole is a very average movie. Even if the animation is incredible, that doesn't mean the story could be shit. The movie's very forgettable, the movie's very flat, it's very dull, it's very boring. It's so pointless. I have no idea when he's made this movie. Don't see this movie, don't even rent it. Just don't even think about this movie. Just never watch this movie overall. So I'm gonna give it a 2.5 out of 5. This movie is very disappointing, and just never see this movie, okay? So I hope you enjoyed my review, and that was my review of Legend of the Guardians. See you guys later.